If you want to know what a toxic relationship feels like, buy a Harley-Davidson Shovelhead. It leaks oil on your driveway. It vibrates so hard your fillings fall out. It overheats in traffic. And during the 1970s, the quality was so bad, people started calling the company Harley-Davidson. By all logic, this engine should have destroyed Harley-Davidson. It was the era of AMF, the Dark Ages. But here's the crazy part. Despite the leaks, despite the breakdowns, and despite the chaos, the Shovelhead is the engine that saved the soul of the brand. It gave us the Super Glide. It gave us the Lowrider. It gave us the true chopper look. Today, we are diving into the grease and the glory of the Shovelhead era. Why was it so bad? And why we still love it so much? Let's go back to 1966, the swinging 60s. The legendary Panhead engine had been running the show for almost 20 years, but it was tired. Motorcycles were getting heavier. Harley had just launched the Electra Glide with an electric starter and a big battery. The poor old Panhead simply couldn't pull all that weight anymore. Harley needed more power, fast. So they took the bottom end of the Panhead and bolted on a brand new top end. New aluminum cylinder heads, better intake ports, and rocker boxes that had a very peculiar shape. Look at them closely. If you turn them upside down, they look exactly like the back of an old coal shovel. And just like that, a nickname was born, the Shovelhead. At first, it was great. It had 10% more power. It looked aggressive. It sounded meaner. For a brief moment, everything was perfect. But Harley-Davidson was running out of money, and they were about to make a deal with the devil. 1969, the year everything changed. To avoid bankruptcy, Harley-Davidson was sold to a massive corporation called AMF, American Machine and Foundry. Now, AMF made bowling balls. They made tennis rackets. They didn't know a damn thing about motorcycles. Their strategy was simple. Build more bikes, make more money. They ramped up production from 15,000 units to over 70,000. But they did it using old, worn-out machinery from the 1930s. The result? Absolute disaster. Quality control disappeared. Brand new Shovelheads were rolling off the assembly line with parts missing. Engines leaked oil right on the showroom floor. The electrical systems were a joke. The workers hated the new management. There were strikes. Some stories even say that disgruntled employees would sabotage the bikes on the line, putting bolts inside the engines or leaving loose screws. The reputation of the Shovelhead tanked. People joked that you needed a pickup truck to follow you around just to pick up the parts falling off your bike. It was a dark, dark time. So, the engines were unreliable. The management was clueless. How did Harley survive? Enter Willie G. Davidson, the grandson of one of the founders. He was the styling director, and he knew that if they couldn't win on quality, they had to win on attitude. In 1971, he took a heavy touring frame, bolted on a skinny Sportster front end, and slapped on a boat tail fender. He created the Super Glide. It was weird. It was Frankenstein's monster. But it was the first factory custom. Then came 1977, the Lowrider. This bike was pure sex on wheels. Mag wheels, drag bars, lowered suspension, and blacked out paint. It became the ultimate bad boy icon. While the engineers were struggling to stop the oil leaks, Willie G. was creating the coolest looking motorcycles on the planet. This is why we forgive the Shovelhead. It powered the bikes that defined the chopper culture. It was the engine of Easy Rider. It was loud, raw, and visceral. It had a character that the reliable Japanese bikes just couldn't match. By the early 80s, the Shovelhead was a dinosaur. It ran too hot for modern traffic. It couldn't meet new noise regulations. And frankly, riders were tired of fixing them. In 1981, a group of executives, including Willie G., bought the company back from AMF. They famously said, "The eagle soars alone." Their first priority? Kill the Shovelhead. In 1984, they introduced the Evolution engine. The Evo was aluminum, tight, leak-free, and reliable. It saved the company financially. But when the last Shovelhead rolled off the line, something was lost. The Evo was better, yes, but it was polite. The Shovelhead was the last of the old school, cast iron giants. It was the last engine that demanded you be a mechanic to ride it. It was the last engine that felt like a living, breathing, angry animal between your legs. So, why do collectors today pay top dollar for a shovelhead? Why do people hunt for these leaky, vibrating relics? Because imperfection has a soul. A shovelhead isn't about transportation. It's about time travel. When you kickstart a shovel, and I mean really kick it, and it roars to life with that uneven, syncopated thumping, you feel like an outlaw. You feel the 70s. You feel the grit. Yes, it will mark its territory on your garage floor. Yes, it might leave you stranded on the highway. But for those few moments when it's running right, there is no better feeling in the world. The shovelhead proved that you don't have to be perfect to be a legend. Thanks for watching. Keep the rubber side down.